Okay, there we go. Welcome once again to the second session of our Friday broadcast. We have been, in the first segment, we have been celebrating a lot of wedding anniversary, birthdays, different miracles, everyday miracles that has been happening to everyone. I also want you to join me to thank God. Mercy, you guys don't know who that is. She is also a wonderful partner of our ministry, and her daughter has also just celebrated the day that they were born. They are all the way in Texas. So I want you all to also join to thank God for the life and for the blessing that has come upon that family, upon the family that is in Texas. We are really, really appreciative of you, and we thank God for you.
Thank you, God.
Yeah.
Thank you for this beautiful family in Texas.
Yeah. There is a woman that I would like you all to appreciate tonight, wherever you are in the world, because she never ceases to amaze me. She never ceases to amaze me, because that's really what we call a mom. Many of you, I'm talking to people out there, if you were faced with what she experienced in her life without children, you will have walked away from God. I now know that this woman is the kind of woman that Jesus was talking about. I want you all to thank God and celebrate with me Nancy of New York. This is what we call a real mother.
Nancy.
Yeah. Please, everybody join to thank God for Nancy. Just say, God, thank you for Nancy. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you,
Jesus, for Nancy.
Thank Jesus for Nancy.
Thank you for Nancy. Yeah. Another woman that I want us to thank tonight, thank God that God made it possible for her, for us to hear her voice tonight. I want you all to thank God for another woman who is like Nancy. She never gave up on her children. Even if it means that she has to fly from where she is in the world, outside the United States, all the way to a different country to be with her children and to give them the comfort, the medicine, to keep giving them life. That's what, let me tell you, being a mother is a special thing. It's a very special thing. It's a beautiful thing. Join me to thank God for the life of Florence of Australia. She has touched the heart of God for what she has done. So I want you all to join to thank God for Florence and for being who she is for her children. Father, thank you. Everybody join me. Father, thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. There are many women that I would like you guys to remember tonight. There are women who have gone through severe abuse. They were abused, beaten physically. Their mind was broken. And all they had when they left that marriage was themselves, their God, and their children. Those without children left only with a bruised, broken mind, broken body, broken heads. And I want to thank God for all of you who have survived it. Tonight, I want you all to help to participate in what we are going to do. I want us to look at a very small topic. And before we go there, please can you join me to thank God and to celebrate Matthias. Matthias has finished his studies. I remembered sometime like this last year, I sat down with him and I talked to him about what he is to do, the career he is to pursue. And I asked him to go into so and so field. He agreed. And he has finished. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And he's finished. He's gotten his certificate. And the rest is history. I have other sons that I am gonna be pushing them into the same field. Keshan is one of them. And please do pray for me and do help me so that I can train these guys so that we can have gentlemen out there. Tonight, I want to share with you, when a woman has gone through very strong One.
Good evening, Father.
Good evening, son. How are you?
Great. And yourself?
Good. There is good news that the Holy Spirit said to me that you have a lot of good news to tell me. And so, after the conference, immediately this conference is over, get off the line and call me. Call me.
I will.
And also, I want to let you know that I will be coming to New York because I have been instructed. I'll be going back to New York because I'm going to be spending some time with you in the business that we have been talking about.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. And I know that you want me back in New York. So,
yes.
Yeah, I know that there's something big that is about to happen to you. And I want to make sure that I am involved in this business with you. I want to make sure I am involved in it with you. Yeah. Now, let's go on here. So, even if you are a male in the conference tonight, your job is to help us to address the situation. We want to make sure that some of our broadcasts, especially broadcasts that will go to Daily Motion website, like this one for ladies only, that males help us to really tackle some of these problems. How do you think a woman should begin to build her life when she has escaped from an unhealthy relationship or an unhealthy marriage? A marriage that has made her, or a relationship that has made her to feel very small. Let's throw it out. Let's turn it around.
Okay.
Let's say if it is a man too, that in reality you have been abused by a woman, because I know of some men who have done this. Some men who have experienced this too. They've given all they can give, their paycheck, their very life, into a marriage, into a relationship, and the woman saw that as a weakness. You know, there are ghetto people who think that your love is a weakness. they see that as a weakness that they should cash in very quickly and then move on to somebody else. So that is why I'm asking tonight, let's begin with the women. What do you want to say to a woman who has escaped from an unhealthy relationship whereby she was beaten physically or mentally or just made to feel like trash, and she escaped with her life or with her children? What will you say to a woman who, when she looks at the mirror, she feels like she will never be needed by anybody? What will you say to such a woman? Let's put the question where should the lady start?
Okay. What I would say to a woman, firstly, especially, I would say that all women are beautiful. That there's always one person for another person.
Good.
And especially for those women that have been going through troubles and relationships, marriages and stuff, as far as my experience, I say that they should take time first to study the person. As far as what I also learned from you, Father, the spirit of a person is very important to know. So you don't waste your time and energy in something that will fail later.
Yeah.
Or it's not for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And reevaluate, yes. Reevaluate and stop and think first what you really want. And involve God.
Okay.
Personally, that's what I really learned, and I'm following that now.
Okay. That is interesting. Very. I so much appreciate that. One thing that I'm also hearing you say is that the person should spend some time first to recover. What do recovery means? Please, women, help me. Men, help me. Women, help me. What do recovery means? Because let's go. Maybe that should be how the question should be put together because of how one has answered tonight, the way he's going with it. How should somebody who has escaped an unhealthy relationship and marriage and sometimes almost get killed in it, almost lost her mind or his mind, what should recovery look like? How will you tell the person to recover?
Learn from that experience.
Learn from that experience. Let's go. Number one, what has happened to you is an opportunity for you to grab back, take back your destiny. That's the first fundamental law of starting over. Take back your life. Take back your destiny. Take back your assignment. Take back your opportunity. The reason is because if you fail to see what has happened to you as a chance for a change and a change for a chance, you will live the rest of your life in misery. Because the person who abused you, who maltreated you, who has wronged you, many a time they don't even see. They don't even notice that they have wronged you. Because they have a way of mentally, even spiritually, justifying that they are on the right and you on the wrong. There are people like that. That's why I call politicians, majority of politicians are prostitutes. Because they go wherever they think that the social opinion is for them. Wherever they think the wind is coming or the wind is blowing, they run towards there. They can change their mind at any time. You can buy and sell them. They have the gut to justify everything, twist everything, change everything. As long as it is them. Nobody else matter but them or that person. And that's what they are doing to you. Let me tell you, within the center of everything that goes wrong in a relationship is somebody trying to control somebody in one way or the other. And when they cannot control you, problem begins. If they cannot control your money, problem begins. If they cannot control your sex, what I mean by that is whether you like it or not, you are the toy. You are the play toy. Whether you are sick, however you feel, whenever they want to play, they seize it and play with it. And they don't care how you feel. Even though you are not enjoying the communication, you are not enjoying the sex, you are not enjoying the food, you are not enjoying anything, they don't ask no question. As long as they are enjoying it, that's okay for them. I want ladies this time to come in. How should recovery look like? What will you recommend for somebody as recovery?
If I can just say something.
Okay.
I think.
Continue.
I think for her, she'll need to first look after her physical needs, because she'll be feeling like she's pretty battered and insignificant, and she'll want to go into hiding.
Yeah.
Just to hide. So I think she'll have to look after her, just nurture herself and look after her physical self first, so she can start to feel beautiful again, like what the gentleman earlier said.
Yeah.
And then we'll look at other things after that, because she'll be hurt because someone rejected her, and that'll include rejecting her beauty as well. So I think start with maybe.
That is awesome. So as not to go into hiding. There are two words there. A feel of not being significant, not being authentic, not being relevant anymore. And when you don't know this is what makes some women, or if it happened to a man, this is what makes a person to, for example, you were never unfaithful sexually, or you were a good manager of your money until you went through an unhealthy marriage, you escaped it, unhealthy relationship, and you were lucky, favored to get out of it. And suddenly you find out that you may not know it, but you may not know that the power that has, the force that has created that has come into play, that has come into mix with what has happened to you, now become a driving force to send you. Remember what Miss Florence says, what she said. You've not yet healed yourself. Pick your broken body and put it together for yourself first. And some people, without doing what she has just said, recovery, they run straight into revenge and avenge. They become an instrument of vengeance and revenge against themselves. They don't even know that it's all coming back against themselves. And so they begin to have multiple sexual relationship. If it is a woman with men, and you may not know that inside you is a form of revenge, you become you've never been unfaithful sexually. Suddenly you become. You've never mismanaged money. You've always been a tight, secured person financially. Suddenly it's all out there because you start to spend. You were not a drunkard, you start drinking. Sometimes you didn't smoke, you begin to smoke. Why? Because you didn't have what we are doing today. There's no place to heal. There's no place to be restored, to be renewed, to be recalibrated, to be configured, to be put together. There's no place for you to get a grasp on your destiny. So you go out to fight. It's a form of fighting that even you are not prepared for. So all kind of women now come into your life. All kind of men now come into your life. And what happened? Your life now is being torn apart until you lose your mind. Because you had no place for restoration, for you to get back your life. Instead of you, it's a form of boldness that is wrong. It's a wrong kind of boldness. It's a wrong kind of alternative to authenticity and to relevancy. It's a wrong kind of it. And by the way, let me tell you something. There are certain people that the devil will bring into your life in order to create so much trouble in your life that openly or secretly you begin to do what you are not supposed to do. Because that's the assignment that we are assigned to do. So just be careful. There are people who will come into your life with an assignment. Please, anybody who is moving around, please, can you keep still a little bit? So you have to be very, very careful about this. Do not go and hide. Do not feel like you are no longer relevant. You are no longer authentic. You are insignificant. And you become insecure in life. And that is why we instruct, especially women, to make sure that you get professional training or strong academic backing as a backup. I also instruct women to make sure that openly or secretly you have your own private account, because people do change. All right, Florence, thank you. Who again want to give some instruction here? There was some. Go ahead.
First of all, that person has to work on their self-esteem.
Self-esteem. Hold it. That's Roslyn. All of you know that Roslyn is the one that went for a PhD. She is the queen of grammar, the queen of degrees. So she's bringing word. You see how learned all of our women are. You hear all the big grammar that Florence threw at us, and I have to break it down. Oh, I like her. And you see, this one is bringing self-esteem. Self-esteem. Do you know that whenever I go into the mall or into a shop, when I go into the women product, there is a particular hair product that is called Esteem. Rosalind, is that true? I think there is a product that is called Esteem. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Victoria, have you seen those products? Esteem? Anybody who has seen them? Yeah, there are products. There are hair products called Esteem. And whenever I look at them, I just smile. It just makes me smile. I look at them, I just smile. Esteem. And here she's bringing the word self-esteem. I love it. Can you break it down for us, Rosalind?
Well, what I'm trying to say, in situations like that, you are, especially with in a situation where a woman is being abused, that person, the member of the opposite sex, they usually will try to tell you things about yourself that's really not true, and like you said, to justify what they're doing. They'll even say, "Oh, you're ugly. Oh, look at you. You're not. You're not like this other person." If there is a third person involved, you can't do this anymore. You can't even do this. You can't even be productive. You can't cook. You can't. You look badly, and it really messes with your mind sometimes to the point where you cannot even function. And you start to believe the lies that are being told to you. But it comes a time when you have to get mad and you have to look yourself in the mirror and you have to say, I am not the first person that this has happened to, and I will not be the last.
That's true.
You need to pick yourself up. You need to tell yourself you're beautiful. Beautiful, I have a terminology. It's called beautiful, intelligent, talented, charismatic, hell of a woman.
Good. And she did not want, she didn't want, she did not want to offend anybody. That is why she did not want to say the word B-I, is that B-I-T-C-H or B-I-R-T-C-H? Which one?
Yeah, B-I-T-C-H.
Yeah, B-I-T-C-H. She didn't want to offend anybody, so she put it like a nice Georgian lady. So she put it good, like a good girl from Georgia. I like that. Okay.
Another thing before I go, what you have to remember, and you did a session on that, is that you have to remember one man's trash is another man's treasure.
That's true. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Hallelujah. One, you like that? I like that. That's going to be the title of this broadcast. I like it. Whoa. Woo! Remember that one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yes.
You see, one man's slave girl, a slave girl, everybody know her as a slave girl. They were slave. First, she was known as an orphan. Then, she's known as a slave. And she ended up as one of those who would have ended up as a concubine of the king. But she ended up being the queen of the king. Hallelujah. I love it.
Yeah.
Do you guys say, let me tell you, the Bible is not a book that is given to us to go to heaven. The Bible is a manual, because a lot of people say that the Bible is a manual to help us go to heaven. That's a pure lie from hell. The Bible is a book that is given to us to start your luxury life of heaven on earth. If you didn't know, you know it. Everything God has been trying to do from day one that he made this earth is to show you how you can make good use of this earth and enjoy it like they are enjoying it in heaven. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on
earth
as it is in
heaven.
There you go. There you go. You think that if the earth wasn't that important, that God will send a king to come and die on the earth? Are you serious? You should know how serious it is, how serious earth is for God, how important it is for God, for him to send his son, the king. If you've listened to the way I pray, you've seen that I've changed the way I pray. That's why it's good to get away for a week or two and spend time to think through things. I began to question heaven about why certain prayers are not answered. And they are giving me answers. One of it is that we don't respect Jesus. We have no respect for Jesus. We don't honor him. I said, we build an altar for you. He says, so what? We give you money. He says, so what? We got born again. He says, so what? We are coming to heaven. He says, so what? Say, yeah, I take all these things serious, but there's something lacking with all of you. Especially among evangelical and Pentecostal Christians. And among us, traditional ones too. He's not even talking about people outside Christianity, who all of them are heading towards hell. And I was shocked. So you guys don't have respect. That's why there is no power to his name following the churches. Then he began to talk to me and said to me, listen, if somebody asks you, who are you, what will you say? I told him. He said, no, you are going to change your prayer life and the way you do business with us. We want to train you anew. Whatever they train you in the Pentecostal church, in the evangelical and charismatic movement, in the traditional churches, I'm going to do away with them in your life. He said, listen, who was I before I came to the earth? I say, you are God. Jesus, you are God. Okay. After my ascension, no, because the resurrection is very important. When I rose from the dead and I went back to heaven, who am I now? Because that's what's important now. Who is Jesus now? Because how we treat him like one who never existed. We treat him like the baby born at Christmas. We treat him like the criminal, the rogue, the thief that died on the cross. And then we reluctantly look at the tomb to really make sure it is him that rose from the dead. And then we have not celebrated ascension. We don't really celebrate, which is a big thing for heaven, is ascension. He's coming back. When he was lifted up, while the disciples were watching, he was lifted up. He was recalled. There was no rocket. People of God, listen. Space is not empty. There was no rocket that took Enoch, that took all the saints that have gone up there, that took Jesus. He just went straight, shoot, speed, went back into planet heaven. He said to me, listen, from now on, there are two ways I'm going to address you. You are my messenger. I say, are you serious? The way I look at the angels in heaven is the way I'm going to be looking at you from now on. That's what Jesus was telling me. When you finish writing your name, Archbishop Idika Imeri, put there in bracket, an angel of the king or a messenger of the king. That's who you are to me. He said, now I am a king. He said, don't you know that I have a kingdom? I don't have a democracy. Democracy is man-made to manipulate and lie to people. I'm not a leader. I'm a ruler. When I was on earth, I am a ruler that hid my rulership and my kingdom so that I can be a leader. And today, I am King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Go to the book of Revelation and check me out. And I went and check him out. And what I saw was amazing. Stop addressing him. Nowadays, when I want to minister to somebody, I start by telling the person, let me address an issue first before I will start speaking to you. Number one, I am a messenger of the king. Number two, the king has sent me to you. Do you agree? Until the person agrees, then I can continue. I went and checked it out. Like how people in the traditional, in the folklore religion, how they do their business, and it is the same. They will first talk to you about their gods and goddesses that they represent before they start anything with you. I was baffled. He said the churches have lost this. They just talk about me, Jesus Christ, in the name of Jesus Christ. Yes, I am Christ the Messiah, but who I am right now is the most important thing. I was born a baby, but can the baby save anybody? No. Can the baby help anybody? No. He was the baby that they have to run away with. The baby needed somebody to help him. So Joseph and Mary has to carry baby Jesus and run to Egypt. He has to raise baby Jesus. This is where the mystery comes in. He told me, address me as the king. There are only two people who are addressed as the king in heaven. King David. David the king. That's how David is addressed. He's not addressed as King David. He's addressed as David the king. And Jesus Christ the king. The Messiah who is the king. Because in his hands, he still carries the marks of the wounds. That is what the devil cannot stand. There are things that must be in you that the devil cannot fight. Self-esteem, self-esteem, self-esteem. How do you carry yourself? How do you accept yourself first so that you can function? Have you accepted yourself wholeheartedly and decided to do good to yourself? So that even if everybody run away from you, like all the male disciples ran away from Jesus, except John, except the women, they didn't go nowhere. The men all fled. The women and John remained. Peter betrayed him and fled too. So that if everybody should leave you, you say, thank you, God, because now I know who are my true friends. Now I know who really loves me. Self-esteem. That's one of the things that you need to build. When a relationship or a marriage doesn't work out, and you've been kicked, battered, beaten, destroyed, and you pick yourself up. And you said, I have been provided an opportunity to be the best person that I can be. I've never really tried, but now I'm going to try. I'm now going to try. Life has given me a second chance. The King has given me a second chance. I'm going to do something with it. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And you turn around and you look at your children, if you have kids, and you say, you know what? I know of people who have so many kids than myself, and they made it. I'm going to make it. This is the greatest challenge life has thrown at me, and I'm going to, you see, when you face these challenges, that's how you know how strong or how weak you are. You chipping out, you want to be a beggar, you want to depend on other people, good luck. You'll be destroyed. In fact, you have provided them an avenue to finish an unfinished business. To finish you. Because after being born again, two things are very important. Power and money. And material resources. That's it. And fame. Who again want to help us here? Who again want to help us here? How do you recover? How do you recover? Self-esteem. Self-esteem is what? Don't go and hide. Florence said we should not go and hide. Rosalind says, take back your self-esteem. I talk about take back your destiny. One talks about chill. Spend some time to look at everything. Just relax first. Relax first. Don't be quick to make any decision. That's what one was saying. Don't be quick to make any relevant decision. Take it easy. Now you are a grown up. Who again has something to share with us tonight?
I think that someone just got out of a bad relationship. They could be tempted to possibly drink or maybe to go out right away because they to start another relationship.
Yeah.
And if you have little kids, that's the worst, and even adult kids, that's the worst thing you can do. You need to not jump into another relationship right away because basically you don't even know what kind of relationship to even look for because you have to realize you messed up in choosing a man, and you need to learn how to pick a man and how to be a good woman for a good man. Because if you try to date because you're lonely or you want some support with money-wise, you're gonna get yourself messed up because you're still in the process of healing from everything you've been through.
Okay, you hear what she's saying? She says, if you jump into a new relationship because you need money, because you'll be shocked at women and men. Okay. Florence, what is happening on your own end? Some cars passing? Okay, listen. Okay, let's continue. You will be shocked at people who will say that I hate women, or if it is a woman, I hate men. And because of it, they don't want to have anything to do with any man or any woman, and that is a lie. Victoria is saying, by the time you know it, if you are not somebody who has your life planned out, if you are not somebody who has put your life together, you know exactly what you want to pursue. And if of course, for the first time you get a job, get some training, put your life together. Because if you don't do that, you'll be surprised that you will still go back to the same people for money and for a lot of stuff. I don't know. Lizzie, do you have an answer for me tonight? I need to hear from you. People of God, you guys don't easily hear from her. I mean, I hear from her all the time. That's what do you have for us tonight to share with us about this kind of stuff? We are talking about how to get restored, how to start all over. How do you do it so that you do it well? Is Lizzie there? Okay, sound like she's not. Okay. Yeah, please speak to us. You are the professor. You are the professor. You know a lot about this area. How do the word we are using tonight is recovery. Starting the recovery, just the beginning of the recovery, not all of it. Somebody has just gone out of, has just moved away. How do you start your recovery? That's just where we are. We are not into even the fullness of the recovery. How do you start the recovery?
Time will heal.
Time. What about people who do not understand the concept of patience, of time being a physician, time being a healer? What do we do with such people? What do we do with people who...
Life will bring him or her back again in the same spot where he started out.
Okay, repeat that again, please.
Life will teach again the same principle. You have to wait and see. Patience is about you.
Okay.
It will take time to heal.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how hard it is, it has to go through the right channel until it's completely healed. Then only, otherwise it will happen again, the same circle, vicious circle.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See that? He said, if you don't give it time, something is going to happen. You are going to repeat the same cycle over and over again, and you will have no one to blame but you. You'll have no one to blame but you.
Father, can I say something?
Yes.
Also, what I noticed in relationships that everything start out like honey. Everything is beautiful.
Yes.
It could be in the first 6 months. Beautiful.
When the pressure of life has not yet started to come, and when the pressure of responsibility has not started to accumulate, so everything is honey and sugar.
Yes. And then, for example, if you rush into a relationship and you live whether with a man or a woman, then you learn that that man or woman can't cook, can't clean, and all the problems start from right there.
Right.
And sometimes we fail to notice the first, how can I say this, a first sign that something will go wrong, whether that person is a drug addict or this and
Oh my God, yes.
See that?
Can I say something?
Yes.
Also, each person should have a very good understanding of what they are really looking for. Are you looking for love? Are you looking for money? Are you looking for a handsome man or a beautiful woman? Or are you looking for an educated man with money?
Yep.
Or a status? Or a profession? Or what are you really, really, really deeply looking for? Are you, until or unless you find that satisfaction in yourself, your spirit will know. Then only you move forward. Otherwise, you will be still unsure what you are looking for, ended up in trouble again and again and again.
Do you get what she's trying to say?
Yeah.
Say, you should be sure that you know what you are going to buy in that market. Because there's a market. That's what she's saying. If you are going into that mall, you should write out your shopping list. Don't just go that you remember in your head. Know from the word go what you want to go and shop for. And go only for that. Name those things again, Lizzie. Miss Lizzie, help us. Please name them again. We want to hear because you brought it out very good.
Because I hear, repeatedly I hear from women that they are looking for a man with money. Or I'm looking for a rich man to marry. I'm looking for a rich man to marry so I can live comfortably, or I can have this, I can have that, I can have a mansion and I can have expensive cars, I can look pretty, I can live a rich life, happy life. But that's not all it takes. A rich man with a lot of money will not do it. Most of the time it will not do it. There is something you should know.
Yep.
A rich man with a lot of money may not make you happy the way you want.
Yep.
Unless you enter there, you will realize, oh no, this is not what I really was looking for. Yeah, money does some, and richness do give you some comfort and luxury and happiness for a while, but still there will be a void.
For example, if the rich guy is treating you like trash.
Yes, exactly.
That look, I pick you from the dumpster, you were nobody, I clean you up and I make you into something. I send you to school, I train you, or I stop you from your job, the job that was killing you. You were quarreling with everybody, getting fired from left, right, and center. It's my money that has kept you. I bought you a limousine, gave you a driver, therefore you have no say in that house.
Yeah. In other words, I own you.
I own you.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that you have to. Do you want? I know of a woman who said to me, I would rather be a dog for somebody, for just somebody to take care of me.
Yeah,
I know of a lot of women who want to be taken care of. They are just looking for a man that can take care of them. And after 6 months, a year, now they want their voice to be heard. And the man said, shut up. Do you want where you can exercise you? You can be relevant too. Your contribution is going to be needed. Even at that man's professional career, you see other women come into his life and go. They are coming to contribute to his life. And you are not allowed to say a word. You are just to be a wife. That's it. And he's out enjoying life, doing things. And you have the big house, you have the big car, and that's all you got. But your own destiny, where is it working? Where is your assignment? Except you feel in your heart that your assignment and your destiny is that man and all that he owns. Then you see, it doesn't work that way. Because in the life of women who came with nothing into the life of wealthy men, they entered into a life in which they became the controllers and administrators of that man's life and that man's wealth and everybody around that man. The king has to break the law of Medo and Persia for Esther. Esther now can speak, and the king can now fire his vice president and get him hanged for a woman. So it was not like the king saw Esther come and said, "Woman, what are you doing here? Don't you know what the law says? Hang that woman." Now, she was married to a king that, in spite of the strictness of his position, he saw her as a queen whose voice must be listened to, whose contribution to the nation and to his rulership and to his kingdom must be listened to, must be valued.
I want to interject here.
Yeah. Before you do that, hold it. Have you seen how Rebecca is pregnant? She did not go with Isaac. She went alone to go and find out who are in her belly and what they were coming to do. She is the one who took the blessing and gave to Jacob. I want you to begin to see how it plays out. Abigail, the husband was getting drunk, having a party, throwing a party. She left him and went and arranged a meeting between herself and David. For those of you who come from holiness churches, if some of you came from those churches, your name will have not appeared in the Bible, because God will not have made use of you. What is she, a married woman, doing? What is she, a married woman, doing with without her husband there? Many of you will have put Naomi to shame. Why did you tell your daughter-in-law? Why did you tell your daughter-in-law to dress like a prostitute and to go and seduce a man to marry him? Women are not supposed to propose to a man. Naomi, are you crazy? You are ashamed to womanhood. God will punish you, Naomi. God will not bless what you are about to do. Yes, God did. Because Ruth entered into the bloodline of the king. I'm talking of Jesus. Abigail ended up marrying David. Rebecca was asked, "Are you going to go with this stranger to go and become the wife to Isaac?" She said, "Yes, I'm leaving immediately." Some people say, no. You should have spent and do all this. I'm telling you, what we think of God is not what God thinks of himself or of us. Why will Solomon have become the king? David had other wives. Why must it be the one that he committed the adultery with? That's what we think. And you guys failed to notice that Bathsheba was a woman that was starved of love and was waiting for important opportunity for her to dump her man. She was waiting for an important opportunity to dump him because he wasn't a responsible husband. He put his job ahead of his wife, ahead of his family. And that woman wanted an opportunity to climb, and she saw it in David. I want you to be aware of these things. The Bible is not a straightforward book as we think, because it has to do with us on earth. It's an earthly book with heavenly power. Continue, Rosalind. Rosalind, continue.
Yeah, no, what I wanted to say, I wanted to go back to where we were initially. In a situation with a woman going through these things, before she even goes back out there in the dating world, there are times when you have to seek professional help. And a lot of people figure that going to get counseling, going to see a counselor, that some people have it branded that you're crazy and things of that. But you yourself, you have to make...
Or you are going to be judged. You are going there to be judged. Continue.
But you can't care about anybody out there. You got to care about yourself, and you have to go and seek professional help in order to get you back on track.
Okay.
And that is very important,
Continue.
Whether you choose to go through your church or whether you choose to do it privately, I feel privately is better because you don't need everybody in your business.
I will not recommend anybody going to the church to go and seek for counseling, because you go there, by the time you know it, everybody. In fact, let me tell you, church folks are more criminally minded, more judgmental than even Lucifer himself. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I have lived in America enough to be in evangelical and Pentecostal and traditional and charismatic churches. They are more hardened than Lucifer. I'm serious. You make one silly mistake, they abandon you.
Sure.
They don't believe in women wearing gold. They see you with a gold chain, everybody dump you. Women are not supposed to put on earring and lipstick and wear pants, wear trousers, wear high heel shoe, and they see you with it, they throw you out of that church. I'm serious. They are more critically judgmental, more negatively minded. Go, you want to see what I'm talking about? Go and find this kind of Christians who are especially Republican Christians, Republican evangelical. Go and meet them. Then you will know what we are talking about. They will hate somebody simply because you're a Democrat. They will hate you simply because you don't belong to their group. You don't think the way they think. They'll dump you quick. Look at the crazy president has been fighting another president who came before him, so that you learn what we are talking about. One of the biggest problems of America today, that is why God told me as a prophet that his judgment will begin with the evangelical pastors, with the evangelical Christians. He is going to close them down. He's going to shut them down. And when he told me that, I thought he was joking. And he said, I will begin with Alabama. And he did it. He said, I'm going to hit it from the south, the core places where it has been going on. I'm going to start from there and go to the rest of the country. Somebody is born into a Republican family and they begin to tell you that if you're a Democrat, you are going to hell. That even though you are born again, you are not really born again. They begin to tell you those kind of crap with lies and manipulation. And there's nothing I hate about Democrats, like they are not being aggressive over what they believe. Have no slogan to pursue. Everybody, look, let me tell you, there's nothing worse. That's why I call politicians prostitutes. First of all, Roy Moore from Alabama, the judge, he has all this. Let me tell you, Republicans have spoken to their people. If they catch you or they accuse you of what you have done, you know you've done it. Deny it. Never accept it. Don't be like the dumb Democrats who will come out to confess. and lose their job and lose their positions. Republicans have worked hard on their people, and they have put a sway on them. They put an oath on all of them. You dare confess, we will deal with you.
Hallelujah, Jesus.
That's why I don't feel comfortable about going to evangelical Christian meeting. I don't feel comfortable about it. I don't feel it. Why? Because it's a lot of hocus pocus. That's what lawyers call it. It's about money and power and how to control you. That's what it is. Jesus left the evangelical movement. Jesus left the Pentecostal movement a long time ago. In America. I'm talking of here in America. And he has started abandoning them. In Nigeria, in South Africa, he has started abandoning them. Because all that they are about is power and control and money. And that is all. And a hatred for people who do not behave and think like they do. And that is the same thing we find in relationship and in marriage. You try, if the man is telling you, why do you want to tell me what to do? Don't you know that I'm the head of the family? Fufu head, empty head. That's what is happening in Islam. You see a man that is like a donkey is better than that man. I am the head of the family. You must listen to me. You must go the way I'm going. You must obey me. Empty head, fufu head. And we call that marriage. And some of the evangelicals have so much brainwashed a lot of people. You cannot leave your marriage, oh. You are just back from emergency where they've just stitched back your eyes. They've just removed the 2 wiggly teeth that remain in your mouth. They've finished removing it. Your jaw has been broken. Ribs have been broken. Isn't that marriage? They've broken your ribs. Slam your head against the wall. That's marriage, eh? And they ask you not to leave it. You must stay in it. As though, you see, this is all coming back to control and ownership. They are trying to own you like they bought a donkey, like they bought a cow. That's why in my family, I told my mother, any of my sisters who are going to get married, you can never collect money from that man. If I catch any of you collecting dowry, bride price, you are in trouble with me. You'll never see a penny from me all the days of your life. That's why our girls, we don't give our girls, we don't collect bride price. We don't collect gifts from men when they come to marry our daughters. We don't collect gifts. I send them one paper. From here, I send them a paper. From my office here to whoever it is. And I ask you to read it carefully. When you really fully understand, so that you do not say that you were hurried. I give you up to a year or 2 to read that paper. When you are ready, you sign it and send it back to me. Then you can marry one of my sisters. Because the day that you make mistake and you start that being a head, empty head, fufu head, goofy head, you start doing that, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you physically with a gun, or I'm coming after you the other side. And that is just it. I put it, I say it to the person openly. This is not, I don't hide it. I tell them I'm coming after you physically, or I'm coming after you with the police to put you to jail, or I'm coming after you the other side. I don't care whether my sister had kids from you, but you are the next that is going to the grave, and I'm serious about it. It's a matter of life and death. They know it.
Yep.
I'm coming after you. You will see the other side. There's a woman that said to me that she will never look for my trouble. I said, why? She said, because I don't know when I will close my eye to sleep and you will turn into a python and come and bite my butt and I will die in my sleep. I was and I was laughing, but it's not a laughing matter. It's not a laughing matter. I said openly. It's like every one of you who follows my ministry. All of you, you've been enjoying a lifestyle that nobody can come to. If you come under my covering, it's a different ball game. There is a side of me that is like the king. Go and read about who he really is. If you want to see a little bit about who Jesus is today, read the book of Revelation about who the king really is. Read John 17. Father, give me back the glory that I used to have with you before I came to earth. You think that devil has witchcraft, devil put sickness on people, devil has hell, devil do these things. You have no idea. When God goes to war, you have no idea. Are you aware that Lucifer and his group are praying that God should not wake up tomorrow and say that is the end of it? Are you aware that they are praying that it should not be? Because they know that the punishment of God is too terrible. And that is why people who want to control you, make money off you. That's why the easiest place to be a politician in America is to become a Republican. Even if you are a devil, even if you are a thief, even if you are a child molester, become a Republican. They will vote for you. They don't care about your character. They don't care about your value. They care about the interest you are protecting for them. Have you not seen the video that is going viral? The people that Trump has chosen to go and become district court judges? See, it's all over the news. And another Republican senator is drilling them, asking them, what does this mean in law? What does this mean in law? People who are coming to become judges have never handled a case before. They can't remember things. A man who is not interested in learning, how do you think that he's going to give you somebody? Let me tell you, America is right now a government of gangsters. That's what it is. Government of gangsters. And a lot of people thought that Trump is funny. What he's trying to do is funny. It's part of entertainment because we are an entertainment. Part of what he's doing is entertainment anyway because a lot of people are laughing at him. And the man doesn't even know that he has a tail behind his buttocks. I'm serious. Trump doesn't know that he has a very long tail. And people are laughing and has some big ears. And that he looks like an ogre. People are laughing at him. What are you saying?
Small head.
Yeah. People are laughing at him. At how he's running. Is like somebody who there is no cohesion, nothing is together, nothing. There's nothing. Everything. Tillerson will come out to say this about North Korea. By the time he finishes and try to go back, the White House is saying a different thing against him. I mean, it's just terrible. If that guy, if Trump was a black man from day one, in fact, he would not have even made it to become to even be chosen to run. If he was a Mexican, a black, no, they will not, because it's just like you saw what the other Republicans are saying, that it's like the White House is like an adult daycare center. It's an adult daycare center. It's a joke. I'm serious. It's a joke. Everything from his mouth is a mess. Oh, it's a giant. We are really, there's been nobody since the time of Ronald Reagan that has done, it's all one little thing, because he doesn't know how to do anything. So one little thing that he succeeds in doing is a big thing. And it's true that nations are laughing at America. But in fact, they are not laughing at Americans, the citizens. They are laughing at Trump and his government. That's what people are laughing at. For the first time, the Arab world, their eyes has opened to know who he is. They were dancing and saying, here comes the American savior. I look at them, I say, I pity you guys. You guys have no idea. This man doesn't love anybody. This goofy head, this empty head doesn't love nobody. He likes himself, he likes his family, and that is it. And yesterday they were having a meeting. The Arab world is having a meeting against what he has done. Say good luck to all of you. You are the one who were chanting and saying, here comes the savior. I was laughing at them. You guys have no idea that this guy is just looking for anything to try to stay in power. That's all it is. Whatever can help him stay in power. That man can wake up tomorrow morning and notice that Republican people have abandoned him. They don't need him. And he will say, I'm going to give amnesty to all those who have been illegal in this country. He will change his mind from everything I've been saying in order to remain in power. Mark my word. He will do anything, say anything, just to stay in power and make himself feel good that he's relevant, and he's not relevant. And mark my word, that man will go down in history as the most stupid cartoon, the most stupid knucklehead, bubblehead that we have ever had as a president.
Fufu head?
Yeah, fufu head. Joker. I asked some of my friends who are from Europe about him. They say, you're talking about Trump? I say, that man is a joke. Say, he's a joke. They say he's a joke. He's a joke. But that's what the Republican gave us. They had John McCain. They have other people. They have Congo Rice. Is that Congo? What do we call it? What do we call her? How do we pronounce her name? It's so difficult for me. Dr. something Rice, that used to be the secretary. Yeah. Yeah, Condoleezza Rice. They have people like that who are very balanced. Give us this kind of people. Mine is, I don't care whether they are Democrat or Republicans. What I care about is a person who knows what they are doing. I don't care. America is so tribalistic. You must be Republican to be a Christian. You must be a Democrat to be liberal. God is not a liberal. God is not a socialist. God is not a Democrat. God is not a Republican. So where do we get all these things? Our founding fathers brought the two ideas so that people can think about one thing in two different ways and bring those two different ways to do that thing in two different ways that will work out better. Instead, we seize the political parties and make a business out of it. It's a business. We need somebody to attack to make ourselves look good. So even if that person is bringing about something that is very nice, that will help the nation, we will refuse to do it. Because it's not going to give us money. We reduce everything to a business. Let me tell you, if care is not taken, America as a civilization will come to an end. Because of Republicans and Democrats. The two parties. And the quicker that people begin to walk the way things were supposed to. And why I'm saying all this, I'm bringing government into this is what is happening in marriages and relationships. You see yourself, you're a banker. You know how to balance the checkbook. You know how to manage money. You know whether you should lease a car or buy a car outright. You know where to buy those things. As a woman. And you see the goofy man, the fufu, empty head man, the knucklehead, no common sense man. Tell you, I'm the head of the family. I'm to handle money. I'm to go and buy this. I'm to go and do this. Next time you ask him, where is the money? He cannot tell you where it is. Marriage is not a competition. That is why what one said and what Lizzie said, very, very important. Lizzie talk about knowing what you want in that market. It's not a competition. It is not a competition. And one talks about that you must begin to see things, because the little things that you overlook is coming back to bite you.
Mm-hmm.
The little things you overlook is coming to bite you. Let's say that after using the bathroom, you like it to be sprayed. You like some sweet scent to be sprayed so that everything and the place to be washed. When you finish taking your bath, you like it to be washed out, clean out. You finish brushing your teeth. You like the sink to be made clean, because that's what you will do when you get in there. And now you go and enter into a marriage with somebody who is like a pig.
Get a divorce.
Yeah. One girl was telling his mother, her mother, listen, God is my way. What I'm telling you is the truth. A girl was telling the mother, I heard it. She said this, Mom, I have been telling you about certain things you've been doing in that bathroom. When the man will smell one day, the man you are going to marry will smell something coming out from that place and run and leave the house and go and give you a divorce. You will not believe me. There are people whom smell means the whole world to them. The place must smell good for them to be able to stay there. That's why they burn incense, they burn oil. Not that they're practicing voodoo. They don't know voodoo. They just want the place to smell good for them. You see, recently, I was talking about Geneva sent me this. I'm showing it on public television so that you can see it. It's a small, I asked her to go and find this for me. And she sent me several of them before I left for New York. I call it refreshing. I carry this because with this, I can go through security with this. I can just put it in my pocket. And these are very powerful scents. She knows exactly what I enjoy. And I asked her that I needed this. She should go. Because I don't have time to go and shop for it. So the day that she has off, she went. And I can go through the airport because mine, the ones I had a long time ago, they have already, it remained very little. And she asked me, are they finished? I say, it remained very, very tiny. And when I'm in the plane, I'm with this. When before I leave the door of this place, I have this in here. I have a handkerchief in my pocket. You don't expect me to sit in the plane. Everyone is farting at everyone. Everyone is coughing at everyone. You don't expect me at my age to be breathing other people's stuff. I need to put a little bit on my handkerchief and smell and enjoying good scent. And if people are making noise, I have some quality things here. I have the other one that she sent. There's something that she sent that is here that I just pluck in put over my head, because there are certain things I need. It's her that goes to search and research and find the best, and then she brings it. She buys it, she sends it. That's part of her job. She knows her job description. And then, noise of the plane disturbed me. There's another thing that she got. I just put it inside my ear, put it over, all that noise is gone. You need to be prepared. See, she's good at those things. I'm not. Ladry saw the cosmetic that I'm producing, and she took it to a different level. That's a woman. Does it diminish me as a man? No. Renee is a master planner. A master planner of the high. If you see her level of planning, is something that she be paid a lot of money. I owe her a lot of money for me to enjoy the kind of quality she brings in detail. Look at 2018 is coming, and I'm going to have a consultation, and she will be there. The secret consultation I have each year, she will be there. Why? She's a brain, big one. And I can't wait to see God take her to that level. By the way, the training for prophetesses and prophets will begin. I'm going to announce when it will begin. I want to first of all take some days or weeks to train the prophets and prophetesses that will be working with me in ministering to people. Because it's not going to be everybody that will be able to access me from now on. It has to do with the kind of assignment that I've been given. So there are some people who just go to YouTube and find me and they want me to pray, very quick prayer for them. Some of them, they don't have money. So we don't want to turn away anybody. So we are going to be training some prophetesses and prophets who will be available to minister to people from Monday to Fridays. When the office is open, they will be the one who will be ministering to people, not me. There are certain categories of people that I've been ministering to. But they are everybody who call our ministry to be ministered to will be ministered to, but not by me. So the ministry of the prophets and prophetesses is gonna begin as early as January 1st. We will start training. We will have finished the training. We're gonna do it very fast and be done with it. Some of the people have already started. And the people we've chosen, they are the ones who are going to do a good job to it. I will be eavesdropping. So we have a different line, not this conference line. We now have a powerful private prayer tower. Yahweh is my strong tower. The Lord is my strong tower. The righteous run into it and they are safe. So we now have a very strong prayer shrine. Very strong prayer shrine. So when a person calls, we will put them on hold, and then we will connect them with those people. We now have a different number with a different code, and only those who want to be prayed for, it only lasts for 2 minutes. That's it. So after that, when I've finished training my prophets and prophetesses for this, then we will start the ministry of the prophets and prophetesses. We are going to do a big biblical direction on that, then those who want to be trained into that kind of ministry will have to register for that. They will have to register for that. They will be trained for that. So this is going to be very, very important things that will be happening. And Renee and I are busy working on the syllabus for that. I am putting things together to send to her, for her to put a detail on it. All right. See, what I'm simply saying to you is that I'm not good at everything. And I don't want to control anybody's life. What I'm interested in is tapping into the best that you can offer to life and become a beneficiary of your goodness, of your sweetness. Look at Annie and Roslyn are bankers. I tap into that, the wealth of their greatness. So the issue of when God made a man and a woman, he did not say, Adam, from now onward, you are called a head, and Eve, from now on, you are the tail or the neck. I don't like that. It's about compatibility and complementing each other. That's what it's about. Is there somebody who want to add some more things to recovery? What somebody should do immediately they leave an unhealthy relationship. Immediately they leave an unhealthy relationship, what should they do? And all of you have been contributing very, very important answer to this question. When somebody immediately leave a relationship, what should they do?
They should participate in this ministry fully and become like a partner.
Okay, that's good. The next thing we are going to be handling tomorrow is this question. So Victoria, write it down. Please, those of you write down things, because that is what we are going to consider tomorrow. That's the question I've just asked now. What should somebody be willing to leave behind when they leave an unhealthy marriage or relationship? What are they going to be willing to leave behind? We'll discuss that tomorrow night. Please come back and let's finish this particular episode. What should they be willing to leave behind? Because what you are not willing to leave behind will recycle the cycle. Roslyn, I hear you talking to me right now. Can I tell you what you just said to me without saying a word? Because I reach into your spirit.
What?
You are telling me they must be willing to leave their fear behind.
What?
They must be willing to leave their fear behind. Fear.
Yeah.
Immediately I was saying that, I saw you and you just shout and said, fear. Tell them to leave that fear behind.
Another thing is stay away from gossip.
There you go.
Very, very dangerous.
Good.
And you in a tailspin.
Good. Victoria, can you write down the two things? Stay away from gossip. Stay away from gossip. And the second thing was what? Stay away from fear.
Fear.
Yeah. Renee, what are you trying to tell me? Where is Huh?
I actually had to sign off the line and take a call, so I'm just now joining back.
Okay, welcome back.
I'll listen to the broadcast and contribute tomorrow.
Okay, and you know, for signing off and signing back in, what I'm gonna need is a big bowl of jambalaya.
That's not a Mississippi dish.
It's not a Mississippi dish. Oh, I fell in that one.
That's a New Orleans dish.
That's in New Orleans?
Yes.
Okay, what about fondue? Is fondue a Mississippi?
No.
It's still New Orleans?
I don't know about fondue. That's more like Japan, isn't it?
I ate a lot of fondue when I was in Florida.
Oh.
So I didn't know. So jambalaya is New Orleans, fondue is Florida. What is specific to Mississippi?
Okay, I hate to say it, but it's called soul food.
Soul food.
Yes.
Huh. Doesn't that sound like somebody trying to get inside somebody's soul or something? They cook it for you, and you cannot find a way back to your mother's house. You're done. Oh God. Soul food. What does soul food comprises of?
Cornbread, fried chicken. I don't eat any of those things, okay? But cornbread, fried chicken, collard greens, mac and cheese, yams, you name it, dressing, those kinds of things.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
When you were naming those things, you sound so good and so happy. I like you. I do. She sounds so good. She sounds so good and so happy when she was talking about this. Oh, man, that is so awesome. So we will be meeting tomorrow. We'll be meeting tomorrow at the same time to continue. What are you going to be willing to leave behind when you walk away from an unhealthy marriage or relationship? That's what we will do tomorrow. And then we will have another service that is coming up whereby we are going to discuss, and I'm serious here. I would like all the women and men to show up. The third thing, Victoria, I hope you're writing it down, and Annie, the third thing we are going to be discussing will be about those of you who are in a relationship. You don't know how to get out of it. You are in an unhealthy relationship. It's not necessarily that you are being abused physically, but your experience of today and the past is what I'm talking about. You don't know how to get out. Either because children are involved, money or house is involved, or you come from a culture like, say, you are an African person or somebody from somewhere in the Middle East or Asia or something, and you know how your people who knows you are going to look at you. So you don't know how to get out of it. You don't want to go to court for divorce. So that's the third thing. These are very, very important things. So it's not every time that we come on our conferences to come and teach Bible and talk about. We want to talk about how to change your lifestyle. And you see that Jesus uses heavenly things to talk to us about how to live on the earth. He uses earthly things to talk to us how to be relevant to heaven. So we are going to discuss that, because I know of so many people more than I've ever known in my life. I'm talking of almost like 30-something people, 30-something men and women right now in an unhealthy relationships. They don't have the boldness. They don't have what it will take. They are not happy, but they have to tolerate it. They have to live with it. How do you deal with it? So this is what we'll be dealing with in our third episode of this. If God is telling you to go and donate money to Idika Imeri Mission, please rush and go and do that as quickly as possible. Rush and do that as quickly as possible. Go online and do that. We need money. We are not appealing for money, but we are simply asking for you to participate in making me be relevant in going to mission and in our broadcast so that what we are doing will be relevant to the world. There are so many people who depend on your contribution, both financially and your contribution, what you are saying tonight, for them to have a life. They depend on your voice. They depend on your money. And I will be very, very happy to see you participate in doing this. If there is anyone who knows anything about GoFunding or crowdfunding, please will you call me after this conference to discuss it with me about crowdfunding, GoFunding. We want to raise serious money. We want to begin to raise money for our mission house and other things for next year. So we want to start now to just jump into it. I want to wish you a very wonderful weekend, sweet dreams. I wish you happiness and joy. And let me end by telling you the seasons of answered prayer is here. The season of favor. When you call me, I'll tell you why. There is something that has been opened for me so that whatever I ask God in prayer during this season will be granted to me immediately. I've already seen a sign of it from the few people that I've ministered to. Thank you very much, and God bless you. God's favor come upon you. Good night.
Thank you. I receive it.